I just tell my kids that I'm a time traveller.
Time traveller?
You don't believe in time travelling? You're a time traveller.
No.
White people are time travellers. Everybody in the world is a time traveller. They can't travel forward
We can go
because
back.
that's the future.
We can go back telling stories.
In the past, you can see what happened.
Yeah.
I could see things when I was sitting up in the cot fighting my cousin for a milk bottle.
Oh, that's a neat way to think about it. I like that.
Can you see a time in your past?
I can, yeah.
Who was it?
I'm actually I'm going back to...
What age?
I was 12. I was sitting with my uncle, and he was telling me a story about his uncle. They were walking through the bush.
Can you see it?
I can see it.
See your uncle?
I can see my uncle.
What's he doing?
Well, we were fishing on the river.
So, you know what you were doing
I
then.
know what we were doing.
You can see it.
Yeah, and there was telling me a story about how he was walking with his uncle through the bush, and this police officer came driving past and pulled over, and his uncle actually stopped and jumped in the back of the paddy wagon, no questions asked or anything. And he was saying from that moment he never saw his uncle again and never knew why, never found out. And so yeah, that's something that I've always wanted to know, and like why an adult Aboriginal man was taken away.
So you and I couldn't understand why they were just taken away too.
Yeah.
Why the people, why the girls and the boys were taken away. Until I met the stolen gen. They've lost their parents. They lost their identity. And they had a story to tell. And they're 60 to 70 years of age.
Yeah.
And they're still feeling the after effects.
Yeah. I can't imagine how they'd get
When
through.
they talk, when they tell your story, they cry.
Yeah.
So that's a
It's very confronting. Yeah.
mighty long
Couldn't
time to,
imagine.
eh?
Yeah.
And it's the same as if you were taken away,
Yep.
you're drawn away from your family. So that means you're wondering, why did they give me away? Which when they never gave you away.
Yeah, they had no choice.
They had no choice.
Growing up as a young Indigenous man, living on the mission, and living on the river, what was it like growing up in a white society? What was it like?
Horrible.
Yeah.
Years ago, I'd walk up one side of the street, and I'd see white people coming down the same side as me. And I was 18, 19, 20, I'd cross over. Because that was inbuilt.
I would have hated that.
You had no choice.
No.
See, we as Aboriginals, we had no choice in what we, you know.
What's the choice like now?
We got a choice to do probably whatever we want to do, but that's as far as it goes. Can you tell me what's it feel like that you can't walk on a land that you've been reared on?
Oh, I don't know. It'd feel, you'd get a sick feeling that you're not allowed to do that. I wouldn't know. So
These days are better than those days, you could
Yeah.
say.
Mm.
We'd go into a shop and we'd have to wait last, go to the end of the line to get served. So that's beautiful, eh?
Mm.
You didn't have a dollar coin or a silver coin in your pocket. When you're walking down the street, you get vagrancy. You know what vagrancy is?
Yeah. What?
Because you wasn't working. And if you didn't have a silver coin in your pocket, if you had in your pocket and you showed them,
Yeah.
you were okay. But if you didn't have any, you get 20 days
Really?
in the lockup. And I got a heaps of time. So that's how our kids on the mission used to grow up.
It's a horrible way to grow up.
See, you wouldn't have been around.
No.
You know where you'd have been? You'd have been sent to the arms. Why?
Yeah, because of my fair skin.
Correct.
Mm.
You'd have been made come a white man.
Yeah, so, I feel somewhat,
Robbed
like,
of your identity.
I remember when I was think I was probably about 10, maybe 11. I went back, went home after school, and some of the kids at school were, you know, teasing me, you're saying, you know, you're half caste, you're only half caste, and you're only half Aboriginal and whatnot. I went home and told Mum, and she said to me, yeah, you know, it's not half caste, it's not quarter caste, it's not all this. It's you're Aboriginal, and that's it.
Yeah,
There's no you're only half Aboriginal. It's you're Aboriginal.
You're either him or you're not.
Yeah, you're either Aboriginal or you're not. Yeah, and that's And ever since Mum told me that, you know, that's always kept me going and kept my, you know, culture strong, and always wanted to learn a bit more. And eventually, I'd like to, you know, learn my language and try and go back, I guess.
So you're going backwards in the past. You're a time traveller, right? You can tell your kids this one. Now remember that you're going to come on a journey with me. You're going to tell your kids, and your kids are going to tell the same story.
I will.
See, one day the old goanna, he had the poison in his mouth.
Yep.
And the old snake didn't. So one day they was arguing with one another, see? And the old snake said, you want a bit of a go, do you? And the old goanna said, look, I'll fight you any time. And one bite from me, he said, you're dead. See, and then they turned around, the old goanna stood up on his leg like and he's sticking the chest out, and they were going to have a go, and the old snake, see, being a
sly little snake.
Yeah, and he said, did you take that out of your mouth, he said, and put it on the rock next to you? He said, and he looked at the snake and he said, oh, I said, right, so he took it out and put it on the rock. So the old snake got him turning around, and when he got his right around the other side, he turned around and he grabbed the poison and took off. And that's how the snake got the poison today, that bag that's in his throat. See? And those are the old stories that we were told by the grandparents.
I like those stories.
Yeah. So years ago, see, when the two tribes, they weren't allowed to elope to go with one another.
Yep.
So one day this tribe was sitting down with his mob, and then this other tribe walked past. And they looked up and they said, nodded and said, right, you got the right of way. Give him the red light.
Mm.
So give this fellow the red light. He stopped. We didn't have the lights.
No, you had the nod.
We had the nod. And so he walked past, this tribe walked past. Mob of young fellas, see, Larry Barriers. And there's a few women and that, young girls. That. So he walked past, and two of them looked at one another and fell in love. And that was a no-no.
Yeah.
So the way they went past, and late in the night time, he come back and they both met. And when they met, they eloped. They took off.
Mm.
So the two tribes, next morning they woke up and found out the girl was missing and the boy was missing, and they were going to come in and have a bit of a blue. What'd you do with my boy? What'd you do with my girl? They said, oh no. They said, and then the old fellow said, no. He said, they're gone. He said, they eloped. He said, they took off.
Yeah.
So what they done, they got these warriors. They call them Kadachi men.
Yep.
So there was 360.
The Kadachi men.
The Kadachi men. They got it from the tribes.
Yep.
So they all got together. They said, well, we'll go and hunt these two now and fetch them back. So they went for 2 or 3 days looking for them, and then they found them up in the mountains. And when they got in the mountain, they found them both killed up together like that. The tribe said, right, we'll teach these lads. So they put 360 spears in them. And that's how the porcupine come to get his prongs.
I like those stories.
Yeah. Oh, there's heaps more.
Yeah.
With the Kadachi men, and we had one that's true. He was a Kadachi man.
Yeah.
Very powerful. No one would talk to him, go near him. He'd only just stare at you like that. We used to, as kids, we used to go way around, make a wide, when we'd walk past his hut.
So you just wouldn't go near him?
Yeah, we were told not to go near them. Did you ever see those trees with the hole in it like that, with the trees crossed and the hole right through it?
No.
They bent them when they were saplings, and it's a big tree. They marked the site.
I've got a lot to learn.
Hey,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, you stick with me and you'll know the lot. You want to do a little bit of, you do your little bit of shake your leg, do you?
No.
The other whistle that they used to get here,
And what did that mean?
it was a signal.
Another signal.
Yeah, that was everything's okay.
Oh, righto.
Well, where are you?
And is that like a
That's
thing to
a-
tell other Koris that you're Kuri?
That on my curry.
Yeah.
When you're walking along, they go. But they say, where you off, brother? And he'll go, no answer. They go, point the lip.
Tribal totem for Wiradjuri. What's that?
Guga.
Guga.
Oh, so Guga.
Guga.
Snake. Gutty.
Gutty.
I'll give you some sentences then.
Yeah.
See if you remember it. G'day gamba karo chikari ga gubu.
No, don't do that to me.
Right?
Oh, that's cool.
Cool?
Yeah, I knew the last word was hat.
You heard the story about the woolly wagtail?
No.
Hey?
No.
There's a lot of them. You're a good one.
Thanks.